Dear soul, the angels bring you a message today that will touch the very fibers of your being, a truth about someone who has dedicated their thoughts to you in a way so profound that perhaps you cannot even imagine. There is a person in your life who, in the dead of night, when the world falls silent and the veils separating realities become thinner, has been completely fascinated by your essence. This is not just any admiration, dear soul. It is not a simple whim or a passing thought. It is an enchantment that borders on devotion, a deep, almost hypnotic attraction that prevents them from finding full rest, an invisible bond that pulls them to you in ways that defy logical understanding. Prepare yourself, because what I am about to unveil to you next could reconfigure everything you thought about this connection and about the future taking shape for you both. There is something of extreme importance you need to know about the actions and feelings of this person during these hours of darkness, filled with intense and solitary reflection. The angels show me that, instead of surrendering to the restorative sleep that most people seek at the end of the day, this person has been awake, wrapped in a haze of complex feelings and vivid memories about you. They didn't just think of you casually. Dear soul, they dove headfirst into their memory of you, as if they were rummaging through an old photo album, but with every image moving and speaking, every detail, every word exchanged, every shared moment, or even the instance where they just watched you from afar, without you noticing, absorbing every one of your gestures, your smile, the way your light spreads. All of this was revisited with an intensity that surprised them. They found themselves caught in a cycle of memories that became clearer and more poignant in the quiet of the night, a period when the mind is freed from daytime distractions and allows itself to feel with more depth. Have you noticed that certain synchronicities in your life, which seem to happen at coincidental times, are not mere coincidences? This phenomenon of someone being deeply connected to your thoughts in the quietest hours of the night is by no means random. The angels assure that it is a powerful sign, undeniable evidence of the strength of your energy, of the genuine impact you exert on the world around you, often without you even realizing the magnitude of your light. This person, driven by an overwhelming emotion they couldn't control, felt an irresistible impulse to connect with you, even if that connection happened only on the plane of the most intimate and secret thought. They were guided by a greater force, by an energetic current that propelled them to do something specific, something the angels want you to know and understand, to unravel the depth of this enchantment that surrounds them. They simply could not resist this force. In the deep silence of the night, when emotional defenses tend to weaken, this person allowed themselves to feel, without reservation, everything you represent in their life. The angels indicate that in these hours, they picked up something that reminds them of you, a photograph, a small object you touched, an old message they kept with care, perhaps even a scent that evokes your presence. They held this item close to their heart, missing you in an almost physical way, an absence that, paradoxically, transformed into a powerful and clear presence in their heart. They allowed themselves to relive every sensation you provoke, every laugh shared, every instant where your light touched and enveloped them. And, in this deep dive into their memories and feelings, they did something significant, something that connects them directly to your energy in a way that transcends time and space. This message arrived to you, dear soul, at the exact moment you most need to hear it. But for it to fulfill its purpose, you need to be open to welcoming this truth with your heart and your intuition. This person, taken by a feeling that transcends logic and reason, decided to silently express what they feel, even if only to the universe and to themselves. The angels show that they sent an energy, a sincere prayer, or a thought of very high frequency in your direction. It wasn't a simple thinking of you, something routine, but a deliberate activation of their energy field, a genuine and deep wish that you are well, that you feel the regard, the appreciation, and the love they nurture in secret, hidden in the depths of their soul. They concentrated on you, sending a clear intention of well-being and connection, a link that has now become stronger than ever. What this person can no longer hide, neither from themselves nor from the universe observing them, is how essential and vital your presence is in their life. They realized, during these solitary hours of nightly introspection, that life without you has an incomplete taste, a void that nothing else, no matter how much they try, manages to fill. An undeniable clarity has emerged in their heart, a crystal-clear certainty that the bond uniting you is something that cannot be easily undone, ignored, or replaced. And this overwhelming certainty led them to an inevitable conclusion. You are, for them, absolutely irreplaceable. But that is not all, dear soul. There is something even deeper happening behind the scenes of this person's heart, something that is about to come to light, and that you need to understand to prepare yourself. The angels show that the enchantment this person feels for you goes far beyond superficial admiration or simple physical attraction. It is a soul-to-soul connection, a deep recognition of who you are in your purest and truest essence. They are fascinated not only by your outer beauty, by your appearance, but by your essence, by your inner strength, by your innate kindness, by your resilience, and by the unmistakable light you radiate to the world. And it was this fascination, so all-encompassing and powerful, that led them to this singular nightly attitude. They simply could not contain the intensity of what they feel, and the only way to relieve this emotional pressure consuming them was to dedicate time exclusively to you, even if that dedication happened at a distance and in total secrecy, far from the eyes of the world. Prepare yourself, dear soul, because the universe is in full alignment, organizing a series of events and synchronicities, so that this truth, which now resides in this person's heart, comes to light in an even more concrete and undeniable way. What was sown in the darkness of the wee hours, in deep thoughts and sent energies, is about to bloom and materialize in your reality. The angels are working ceaselessly behind the scenes, removing obstacles and creating the ideal conditions for this person to find the necessary courage to go beyond nightly thoughts and take a real and significant attitude in your direction. A movement, a word, a gesture, something is about to happen. This energy that was sent to you during the wee hours is not just an isolated thought or a random wish. The angels say it is a kind of silent prayer, an appeal to the universe, a deep and sincere wish that the connection between you can strengthen, heal, and fully come to be, reaching its maximum potential. This person yearns for closeness, for a chance to express, with an open heart, everything they keep in their depths, everything that has been consuming them. Their fascination for you is a powerful engine, a driving force that propels them constantly, even if they don't yet know how to act or how to break the barriers, be they internal or external, that prevent them from approaching and surrendering to this connection. They are at a turning point, and your energy is sensing this. Before continuing the message, write in the comments this mantra: "My heart is open to give and receive genuine love." Now, continuing the message, dear soul, delving even deeper into the message the angels bring, I want you to understand that this person's attitude in the wee hours was not an isolated act, but the peak of an intense internal process they have been living. The angels show that their enchantment for you has transformed into a force that dominates them, a constant presence in their thoughts, which intensifies precisely when the world calms down and they are alone with themselves. It is in this silence that their mind wanders without restriction, and it is you who occupies the center of everything. They don't just think of you, they relive you. It is as if your essence were steeped in every corner of their memory, in every decision they take, in every future they try to draw for themselves. And this reality, dear soul, is starting to destabilize their life in a way they did not expect. The angels indicate that this person has tried, in vain, to distract themselves or occupy their mind with other activities, perhaps even with other company, but all these attempts prove futile. No conversation, no hobby, no new relationship managed to fill the void your absence left. On the contrary, every effort to forget or move on only reinforces how unique and irreplaceable you are. They realized, during these hours of deep reflection in the dead of night, that what they feel for you is not a common emotion. It is a soul connection that persists and grows, regardless of time or distance. This perception is becoming a weight, a truth they can no longer ignore. And this truth, dear soul, is about to turn into action. There is something even more specific the angels want you to know about their wee hours. They show me that, besides thinking and feeling, this person made a symbolic gesture. Perhaps they lingered looking at an image of you for a prolonged time, feeling every detail, as if they could touch you through the photograph. Or, more intensely, they might have written something about you, a thought, a feeling, a small note about what you mean to them, and kept it in secret, like a treasure only they know. This was not a simple impulse. It was a need to materialize in some way the intensity of what they feel, to acknowledge, even if to themselves, that you are an undeniable part of their existence. What I am about to unveil to you next about the meaning of this gesture might leave you deeply touched and aware of the power you exert. This action, performed in the quiet of the night, is the confirmation that your energy is in constant resonance with theirs. The angels explain that, by focusing so intensely on you and performing this gesture, they created an even stronger energy channel between you. You might have felt this in some way, an unexpected shiver, a sudden thought of them, a vivid dream you had recently. This is not imagination, dear soul. It is your intuition, picking up the echoes of this deep connection they sought to strengthen in the wee hours. There is something mysterious and beautiful in how souls connect, and the angels are acting so that this magic shows itself in your life. They are preparing the ground so this person feels the necessary courage to go beyond silent intentions. The subtle urgency of this message is due to the fact that this person is on the verge of an internal revelation. They are processing the depth of their feelings and the clarity that they can no longer live without this connection in their life. What prevented them from acting before, fear, pride, doubts, is starting to dissipate in the face of the overwhelming force of what they feel. The angels show that they are tired of the distance, tired of fighting against what is inevitable. They realize that true peace will only come when they recognize and honor the bond that unites them to you. This consciousness is creating a whirlwind inside them, a movement that will lead them to a more direct attitude soon. This person is starting to understand that time is precious, and that postponing what their heart truly desires will only bring more anguish. They are realizing that you are not just a memory, but an essential part of their present and their future. The angels indicate that they regret any estrangement, any moment where they didn't value your presence. And this regret is the engine that will propel them. They want to fix what might have been broken. They want to rebuild what might have been damaged. And they want, above all, to have you back in their life, in a full and true way. The intensity with which they thought of you in the wee hours is a foreshadowing of what is to come. The angels also want you to know that, by making this nightly gesture, this person was, in a way, seeking an answer from you, a confirmation that the feeling is mutual. Even if unconsciously, they projected this need for connection, this search for a sign. You might have, without knowing, responded to this energy with your own thoughts, with your own wishes. The universe is a great mirror, dear soul, and what is sent with sincerity always finds a way back. This person is feeling your energy, and this is encouraging them, even if they don't yet clearly perceive where this new wave of courage comes from. It is a dance of energies between you that is reaching a new level of intensity. What is about to happen is not just a casual reapproach. The angels show that it will be a reunion of souls, a moment where truths will be exposed and feelings, at long last, verbalized. This person will not come with minced words or with the intention of just testing the waters. They will come with an open heart, with the vulnerability that is born from the certainty that you are what they seek. They will come because your absence has become an unbearable pain, and the fascination they feel for your light no longer allows them to live in the darkness of uncertainty. Have you ever wondered what you would do if this person knocked on your door right now, revealing everything they feel? This is the question the angels want you to start pondering, because the universe is aligning the hands of time so that this scenario becomes a reality. Their wee hours were the prelude to a dawn in your connection, a moment where the seed of action was planted. And now, that seed is germinating quickly, propelled by the force of love and the deep admiration they nurture for you. The angels also show me that the person is at a point where they are imagining the most optimistic and the most pessimistic scenarios at the same time. They dream of the possibility of a warm reunion, of an honest conversation that dissipates all clouds of misunderstanding. They visualize your smile, the shine in your eyes, and the feeling of relief it would be to have you close again. But, at the same time, a subtle fear, almost a cold draft, assaults them. The fear that you have changed, that your heart is closed, or that you have already found peace elsewhere. This duality of feelings is what kept them in a state of limbo, but this phase is coming to an end. Their action, during these solitary hours, was a declaration to the cosmos, a declaration that, despite everything, you remain in their heart as a vital force, a guiding star they cannot stop watching. They are reevaluating priorities, rethinking their choices, and realizing that what really matters is the authenticity of feelings. And what they feel for you, dear soul, is something genuine and powerful, which deserves to be lived fully, without more hesitations or silences. The angels want you to understand that this person is being prepared, internally, for a great movement. They are being encouraged by celestial energies to be who they really are, to express their truth without fear. The wee hours in which they thought of you were not just a moment of nostalgia. It was an awakening, a catalyst for the change that approaches. And this change will affect you directly, opening doors to a new phase in your connection. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments, 777, to claim the spiritual clarity the angels are sending to your life. If you felt that this message resonated deeply in your heart and touched your soul, and if you wish to support the continuity of these messages of light, please consider making a donation through the Super Thanks button. Your support is a blessing that helps us continue bringing inspiration and guidance to so many people who need it. Now, continuing the message. Dear soul, the angels continue to guide this message, deepening the understanding of the person who dedicated their wee hours to you, fascinated by your essence. There is a crucial point that needs to be unveiled. The quiet of the night not only awakened dormant feelings in them, but also made them deeply question their own choices and the path they have followed without you. This person, in the moments when the world falls silent and the mind becomes a mirror of the soul, confronted an undeniable truth. Your absence is a void they can no longer ignore, and the life they have been building lacks an essential element that only you can bring. This has generated a restlessness that goes far beyond simple longing. It is a search for wholeness, a realization that without your light, part of their own shine has gone out. The angels show that this person has been feeling disoriented, as if they were navigating without a lighthouse. Their priorities started to change drastically since these wee hours of reflection. What seemed important before, perhaps work, social distractions, or even other superficial connections, now seems meaningless, without the depth and authenticity you brought to their life. They realize that true satisfaction, genuine joy, cannot be found in substitutes. It is a clarity that is settling in, a truth that, whilst painful on one hand, is liberating on the other, for it directs them back to what really matters, the connection that exists between you. There is something even more specific the angels uncover about what they did in the wee hours. Besides thinking and feeling intensely, this person may have actively sought something that connected them to you in a more tangible way, even if virtually. Perhaps they revisited old conversations, read messages you sent, or even looked for you on social media, not just to snoop, but to try to feel your energy, to absorb a bit of your light from a distance. They analyzed your photos, your posts, looking for signs, for any indication that you also think of them, that there is still a flame burning in your heart. This search, dear soul, is not an act of banal curiosity, but a deep desire to keep the connection alive, to feed on your presence, even if only through a screen. What this person does not fully understand is how much your energy is responding to these acts of theirs. The angels explain that, by focusing so intensely on you, they are activating a field of attraction, and this activation is being felt by you, even if unconsciously. You might have had vivid dreams about them, sudden thoughts that appear out of nowhere, or even the sensation of a warm presence by your side at unexpected moments. This is not mere coincidence. It is the reflection of the energy they are sending to you, a bridge of feelings being built in the wee hours, and which now materializes in your day-to-day life. You are being enveloped by this energy of fascination and desire for connection that they nurture secretly. The angels want you to know that this person is experiencing a deep crisis of values. What they prioritize before now fades in importance before the grandeur of what they feel for you. They are reevaluating their own life, questioning their past choices, and realizing that the greatest wealth they could have is your presence, your partnership, your light. This is a powerful internal transformation, dear soul, which is preparing this person for a great movement. They are maturing through this experience, understanding that true love demands courage and vulnerability, and that lost time cannot be recovered, but the future can be built differently. With every night that passes, their conviction strengthens. The angels show that the internal struggle between pride and desire is coming to an end, and the desire to have you close is winning. They are tired of living in doubt, tired of simulating that everything is fine when, in truth, their soul cries out for you. There is a subtle urgency in the air, a sign that something is about to happen. This person can no longer contain what they feel. The fascination for you has become an imperative, an unpostponable need to reconnect and to express the depth of their regard and their feelings. This person is starting to understand that their life has been incomplete without your presence, and that the joy and fullness you brought are irreplaceable. The angels indicate that they are developing a new perspective, a consciousness that true love is a gift that cannot be wasted. They are preparing themselves, emotionally and spiritually, for a reapproach that will be different from everything you have already lived. It won't be a superficial attempt, but a genuine search for a deeper, more honest, and more lasting connection. And the strength of this desire was planted in the quietest hours of the wee hours, when their fascination for you reached its highest point. What is to come, dear soul, is not just a reunion, but an opportunity to build something new, founded on truth and the recognition of the value you hold for each other. The angels are opening the paths so that this person not only feels, but also acts, and so that you are ready to receive this new phase with an open heart and a mind free of expectations. The energy they sent you in the wee hours is a silent promise, a commitment they made to themselves to seek this connection. Have you allowed yourself to imagine what you would say to this person if they came to you today, with their heart in their hands, confessing what they feel? This visualization is a powerful exercise the angels ask you to do, as it prepares your energy for the reality approaching. The universe is moving the pieces so that this person finds the courage, and their fascination for you is the propelling force behind all this movement. The angels also show me that this person is evaluating the cost of their inaction. They are realizing the price they paid for their hesitation, for their pride, for their inability to open up. And this price has been high: sleepless nights, days filled with a sensation of emptiness, constant restlessness. They are exhausted from fighting against themselves and against the feelings dominating them. This emotional fatigue is what will lead them to take the next step, for they understand that the only way to find peace is by facing the truth and seeking you. They are learning, in a very hard way, that true love does not wait forever, and that lost opportunities leave deep marks. The angels are using this experience to teach them the value of presence, honesty, and vulnerability in a relationship, and this lesson is being assimilated. They are no longer the same person who pulled away or hesitated. The fascination for you has transformed them, and they are emerging from this phase of introspection with new clarity and renewed determination. The angels want you to tune into this energy of change. You can feel this transformation in the air, this approach of something new and significant. The energy they sent in the wee hours is now returning to them with amplified strength, propelling them to action. This is not a moment for doubts or for clinging to the past. It is a moment to open up to the possibilities the angels are orchestrating for your life and your connection. Before continuing the message, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message. Dear soul, the angels intensify their message, revealing that this person's fascination for you, which led them to nightly attitudes of deep reflection, is now consuming them to the point where there is no way to postpone action any longer. The quiet of the wee hours, which was once a refuge for their thoughts, has become a stage for their awareness that life without you is devoid of an irreplaceable shine. This person, who perhaps tried to convince themselves they could move on, now finds themselves at a turning point where the truth of their feelings imposes itself with overwhelming force, impossible to ignore. They realize that true joy, the sensation of wholeness, only materializes in your presence, and this revelation has been a catalyst for a deep internal transformation. The angels show that this person has been feeling impatient and at the same time hesitant. There is a constant battle inside them, the burning desire to look for you, and the paralysis caused by fear. Fear of rejection, fear that you have changed, fear that time has created an insurmountable barrier between you. However, the angels guarantee that the strength of their fascination for you is so great that it is overcoming these fears. The wee hours in which they dedicated their thoughts to you were not just a moment of remembrance, but an act of strengthening an invisible bond that now pulls them with an intensity they can no longer deny. What I am about to unveil to you next might surprise you with how the universe is conspiring in favor of this connection. Have you noticed how the universe sends signs when something important is about to happen? The angels indicate that this person is receiving constant signs, reminding them of you and the importance of your connection. It could be a song that transports them to a moment with you, a scent that evokes your presence, or even the repetition of a number that somehow makes them think of the two of you. These signs are not mere chances. They are the orchestration of the universe, propelling them to recognize and act according to what their heart already knows. This is a phase of intense transition for them, where clarity about their feelings becomes undeniable, and the need to get closer to you becomes an absolute priority. This person has constantly asked themselves, do they still think of me? Is there still space for me in their heart? The angels reveal that this doubt is what torments them most, but it is also what will propel them to action. They can no longer live in uncertainty. The image of you, which they carried in their mind and heart during the wee hours, now demands a manifestation in the physical plane. They feel a deep need to know, to have an answer, to break the silence that has stretched for too long. This search for clarity is a testimony to the depth of their fascination for you and the unshakable desire to rebuild this connection. The angels want you to know that this person is preparing for a conversation, a reunion, an approach that will be different from all others. It won't be a superficial meeting, but a moment of exposed truths, of genuine feelings shared. Their fascination for you led them to a deep self-analysis, to acknowledge mistakes, and to be willing to correct them. They are becoming more vulnerable, more honest with themselves and with the universe. And this is a sign that they are ready to present themselves to you with an open heart and without masks. The message the angels bring is of hope and a new beginning, if your heart is open to receive it. This person is starting to understand that time is a precious resource, and that true love cannot be postponed indefinitely. They deeply regret any hesitation or distance that occurred. The angels show that they understand your absence not only hurt them, but also prevented them from experiencing the fullness you brought to their life. And this recognition is the driving force that will propel them to act. They are willing to do whatever is necessary to reestablish this connection, because the fascination for you has transformed into an unconditional love they can no longer deny. The angels also indicate that, in these wee hours of deep reflection, this person made a commitment to themselves. They promised themselves they would seek you, that they wouldn't allow distance or fear to keep them away. This promise, made in silence and in the intimacy of the night, now resonates in their being, propelling them to action. They are feeling an urgency that can no longer be ignored, a need to make concrete what their heart has known for so long. The energy they sent you in the wee hours is coming back to them as a call, a reminder of their promise, and the power of the connection that exists between you. Prepare yourself, dear soul, because the universe is aligning events in such a way that this person will no longer be able to run from what they feel. They will be propelled to act, to seek you out, to express everything they keep in their heart. Their fascination for you is the flame illuminating this path, and the angels are working to ensure this flame is lit in your life in a way you can see and feel. This is a moment of truth, of courage, and of openness to the new. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a super thanks and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. Dear soul, the depth of the fascination this person nurtures for you, revealed by the angels, has reached a point of no return. The absence that was once just an occasional nuisance has now become an unsustainable burden, a weight they can no longer carry alone. The angels show that this person feels trapped in an internal dilemma consuming their energy. They desperately want to look for you, want to hear your voice, feel your presence again, but something inside them still hesitates. It could be pride, fear of rejection, or even a deep insecurity about how you would react to a reapproach after so much time or so many nuances. But in the depths of their soul, they know they need to act, because the fascination and the longing are no longer feelings that can simply be ignored or swept under the rug. There is a detail the angels reveal now, something that might surprise you and keeps them connected to you in a way you barely imagine. They have watched you more than you imagine. It is not a superficial observation, dear soul, but an active search for your energy, for your presence, even at a distance. Whether through social media, through mutual friends who keep them informed, or simply feeling your energy from afar, this person tries to stay connected in some way to your life. They want to know how you are, how you have been living. If you miss them in the same intense way they miss you, they look for signs, for indications that the bond that fascinates them still exists in your heart. And this constant observation, this search for your presence, torments them, because the possibility that you have moved on without looking back, that your heart is now full and happy with another reality, leaves them deeply restless. The angels show that this person constantly asks themselves, in their most intimate and solitary hours, do I still have a space in their heart? Is the light I saw in their eyes still there for me? Did time erase any trace of what we lived? This doubt eats away at their inner peace, but paradoxically, it is also the fuel that will propel them, soon, to seek the answers they need so much. Before we continue, the angels ask you to do a powerful liberation exercise. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, as self-forgiveness is fundamental, whom you would like to forgive from the heart. Visualize each of them in your mind. Send them unconditional love and say, out loud or in thought, I forgive you and set you free. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings to your soul, dear soul. Repeat this transformative practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release any remnant of anxiety or resentment that might be holding on. Now, continuing the message, with a lighter heart. What is happening now in this person's heart and mind is a true emotional battle. For a long time, they avoided confronting their deepest feelings, preferring to distract themselves or sweep under the rug everything they felt for you. But the angels show that the universe, in its infinite wisdom and love, is forcing this person to face the truth. There is no way to run anymore. The fascination for you has become a mirror, reflecting to them everything they have tried to avoid. And this truth, dear soul, is simple, but powerful. They don't want to live without you anymore. They realized that your absence left a void that no other person, no other experience managed to fill. All their attempts to move on without you failed, because what you had, and still have, is unique. And now they understand this with a clarity they never had before. It is a connection that transcends the ordinary, a soul bond that pulls them incessantly. The angels show that this person is getting closer and closer to taking a concrete attitude. They have felt sudden and overwhelming impulses to send you a message, to look for you, to attempt an approach that breaks the silence. They go as far as picking up the phone, mentally writing the first words, imagining the sound of your voice. But something, an old barrier, a deep fear, always holds them back at the last moment. What they fear most is not the conversation itself, but what that conversation could mean. Because deep down, they know that if you open the door of your heart, everything could change irreversibly. And this change scares them, dear soul, because it would mean abandoning old patterns of defense, opening the heart to vulnerability, and principally admitting they made mistakes, that they pulled away, that they hesitated when they should have acted. But the angels say they no longer have a choice. Their heart is crying out for you with an intensity they can no longer bear, and sooner or later, they will be forced to take this decisive step. The fascination for your light is the force pushing them beyond their deepest fears. Now, the angels ask you to ask yourself sincerely, if this person returns, will you be ready to forgive? And to forgive, dear soul, does not mean accepting just anything, but rather releasing the weight of the past, the hurts, the frustrations, so that, regardless of the decision you make about your future together, your heart can be at peace. It is an act of self-love, of liberation, that opens space for new energies to enter your life. the angels show that, for this reapproach to happen in the most harmonious and true way, the energy of forgiveness needs to be present in your heart and in theirs. What has passed cannot be changed. It is true, but the future can still be written with love, truth, and a renewed understanding. This person is starting to understand this. They are learning the hard way that opportunities for true love cannot be wasted, that such a special bond does not appear twice in the same way, and that your light is a gift they need to value. Dear soul, the angels say this story hasn't ended yet. There is an outcome being carefully written by the hands of the universe, and you have an essential role in this, a power of co-creation that will influence the next steps. Their fascination for you is the melody rocking this new phase, and they are ready to dance to this melody. Now close your eyes for an instant, breathe deeply, and imagine this person in front of you, looking straight into your eyes. What is the first emotion that arises in your heart? Is it the emotion of relief, of joy, of caution, or of renewed love? This feeling brings clarity about what you really desire for your life, for your soul. The answer you find within yourself will be essential for the next steps the universe is preparing for you both, a true gift approaching. Dear soul, the angels proceed with the message, revealing that this person's fascination for you, which consumes them so much, has reached a level where there is no more room to silence what their heart cries out for. The longing has grown so much that it now surpasses any rational barrier they may have tried to impose on themselves. Overcoming the defenses of pride and fear, the angels show that, in recent days, this person has felt an anguish they cannot name or explain completely. They feel restless, as if they were always waiting for something intangible, as if there were a deep gap inside them, that nothing, no matter how much they try, seems to fill. They try to find answers to this restlessness, try to understand why this feeling doesn't pass, but the truth is, the answer is already clear inside them. They miss you in such a particular and unique way that no other love or experience can replace, because you are irreplaceable. The angels say this person has lived moments of deep reflection, almost a self-analysis forced by the intensity of what they feel. They recall old conversations, relive happy moments in their mind with impressive clarity, and constantly ask themselves how everything reached this point of estrangement or silence. There is a growing regret in their soul, a belated recognition that they could have acted differently, that they should have shown more, spoken more about what they felt, allowed themselves to feel more fully the love you offered. This consciousness of lost opportunities now weighs on them and motivates them in a way they have never experienced before. And there is a very important detail the angels want you to know. They feel they lost you. This thought haunts them in their moments of greatest vulnerability, because whilst before they might have believed they could have control of the situation, that they could have you back whenever they wanted, now they realize things are no longer entirely in their hands. And this sensation of lack of control is something that torments them deeply, feeding their restlessness and their urgency to act. They start to perceive that you have changed, dear soul, that you are no longer the same person who once waited for them, perhaps passively. And, in a way, this scares them, because it means it might be too late to recover what was lost, or that they will have to win back their space in a totally new way. The angels reveal that this person has observed your energy from afar, with almost obsessive attention. They feel something inside you has transformed deeply. Perhaps you started to prioritize yourself more, to value yourself in a way you didn't before, to focus on your own growth and well-being. And this change, this radiation of self-confidence and self-light coming from you, is impacting this person in an overwhelming way. They feel attracted to this new you, but also apprehensive with the possibility of having lost their chance with the old you. Before we continue, the angels ask you to breathe deep and connect with this deep truth. What is truly yours, what was meant for you, what resonates with your soul, never gets lost completely. It finds a way back, or something even better arises in its place. Now, continuing the message, with this confidence and clarity in your heart, the angels show that this person is closer and closer to taking a definitive attitude. It is as if they were being propelled by the universe itself, pushed by an invisible force, to face what they tried to avoid for so long. But there is a persistent internal obstacle that needs to be completely overcome: fear. They fear that you really have moved on with your life irreversibly, fear that your answer won't be the one they yearn for. Fear that all this time of separation has created an insurmountable distance between you, a barrier that not even their fascination for you can break. And the angels say something even stronger, something that will materialize soon. This person is about to put everything to the test. They understand they can no longer live in this agonizing doubt, in this impasse between the burning desire to be close to you and the fear of trying. They feel, with every fiber of their being, that they need to know, once and for all, if there is still a possible path for the two of you, if there is still a hope to revive this connection consuming them. The fascination for you is the force that will propel them to run this risk. And when this moment arrives, dear soul, you need to be prepared, not only to hear, but to feel and to make a decision aligned with your deepest truth. The angels ask you to reflect. What do you really want for your heart, for your life, for your soul? The answer to this question will be the key to everything that comes next. For your power of co-creation is active and strong. The fascination tormenting them can no longer be ignored, and something inside them is crying out for a resolution. They are starting to understand that running from this feeling won't make it disappear. On the contrary, with each day, the absence of you becomes a greater weight, a pain they can no longer carry alone. This person is at a point of emotional exhaustion, where the only exit is action. The angels reveal that this person has felt lost, disoriented. There is confusion inside them, preventing them from seeing clearly which path to follow. They try to occupy their mind, try to convince themselves that everything will be fine if they just ignore the lack they feel. But this illusion doesn't last long. The universe has sent constant signs, subtle and intense messages at the same time, forcing them to confront this undeniable truth. What they feel for you hasn't ended, and perhaps never diminished. And this realization is not happening lightly or gradually. This person is feeling a whirlwind of emotions, and within this internal chaos, there is an epic struggle between the fear of acting and the overwhelming desire to do something about it, to free themselves from this anguish. They have felt divided, almost in pieces, by the intensity of these contradictory feelings. The angels show that, in many moments, this person found themselves reliving scenes from the past with you, feeling your presence so vividly that it was as if you were there, beside them. Small, everyday things, objects they see, music they hear, places they pass through, everything seems to be steeped in the energy of what you lived together. And this is starting to pressure them unbearably to make a decision, to break the cycle of inertia. Before we continue, share this video with 2 dear people who are needing this message of hope and faith. Let's together build a chain of love and mutual support. Leave a comment with a prayer to your guardian angel. Now, continuing the message. Dear soul, the message of the angels deepens, revealing that this person's fascination for you, which led them to wee hours of intense thoughts and deep self-analysis, has reached a point where their patience has run out. There is no more strength to fight against what they feel, nor to ignore the persistent call of their soul. The longing has become too heavy a burden to carry, and every day away from you only amplifies this sensation of emptiness, an absence manifesting in all aspects of their life. They realize now, with a clarity that pierces any doubt, that your presence was an inextinguishable light in their life, something they perhaps didn't value enough at the right moment, but whose importance is now unquestionable. This person feels in an overwhelming internal conflict. Part of them simply wants to run to you, without hesitation, say everything they feel, ask for a new chance with the vulnerability of a child. But the other part of their soul is still taken by fear. Fear that you have moved on definitively. Fear that your answer won't be the one they yearn for in their deepest dreams. Fear that everything they imagined as a possibility of a happy future has become just an unreachable dream, dissipated by time and lost opportunities. The angels reveal that this person has rehearsed countless times what they could say to you, in their mind and in their heart. They imagine entire dialogues. Think of every word, every intonation, every gesture. They search tirelessly for ways to explain themselves, to justify their mistakes, their absences, their silences. But every attempt to plan this conversation invariably ends at the same point, in the same abyss, the paralyzing fear of your reaction, of your answer. This fear, dear soul, is what keeps them stagnant, in a limbo between desire and inaction. But this is about to change, and it is this fear that keeps them imprisoned. But there is something the angels want you to understand with all your soul. This person can no longer avoid the inevitable. The universe is actively orchestrating a series of events, creating situations and synchronicities, so they no longer have a way to run from this decision imposing itself. The vivid dreams with you, the memories appearing out of nowhere, the unexpected encounters with things, songs, or people reminding them of you. All of this is part of a greater plan, of a cosmic dance, so that they finally face the truth in their heart and take the attitude they postponed so much. Their fascination for you is the melody of this dance, and they can no longer stand still. Before we continue, write in the comments, "I release the past, and I am ready for what the universe brings." This act, dear soul, is a powerful way to open your heart and your energy to the blessings and new opportunities arriving in your life. Now, continuing the message, with your heart open to the new. The angels show that this person is much closer to a decisive step than they themselves imagine. The silence settled between you is becoming unbearable, an emotional torture consuming them day and night. The need to hear your voice, to feel your energy again, to have you close grows uncontrollably, to the point of being a physical urgency. They might be hesitant now, yes, but soon they will be taken by a sudden and overwhelming courage, a wave of determination that will sweep them. Something inside them will awaken with force, and this irresistible awakening will lead them directly to you. The question the angels bring for you to reflect on, dear soul, is of utmost importance. When this happens, when this person finally finds the courage and determination to approach, will your heart be truly ready to listen? Will it be open to welcome their words, their feelings, their truth, without judgments or old defenses? Because this conversation has the immense power to change everything, to rewrite your destiny together, to open a new chapter or to seal an old one. It is a moment of choice, of freedom, and of emotional responsibility for both. The angels reveal that this person is on the verge of a moment of decision that will define the future. The fascination for you, which before was just an occasional nuisance or a distant thought, has now become an unsustainable weight, a feeling accompanying them in every thought, in every detail of their day, in every breath. They can no longer run from this. Something inside them asks for an outcome, for a clear answer, for a definitive action bringing peace to their restless heart. The angels show that, in recent days, this person has felt your energy in an even more intense and palpable way. It is as if you were beside them, as if the presence of your soul was there, reverberating, almost asking them to do what they already know, but haven't had the courage to admit completely. They need you. They yearn for your presence in their life. This sensation is so real, it leaves them in a state of alert, of expectation. They have questioned repeatedly if there is still time, if there is still space for a conversation, for a true reunion, for a fresh start bringing fullness. This doubt accompanies them in all moments of silence, when the mind is free to wander. When they lie down to sleep, you are the last thought invading their mind, and often, you are the main character of their dreams. Upon waking, the sensation of emptiness is the first thing they feel, a constant reminder of your absence. The angels say this person feels they have already lost a lot of time, precious instants that won't return. They realize they waited too long, that they clung to fear, pride, and doubts, and now they fear they let pass the last chance to correct their mistakes. But, at the same time, there is an immense force inside them starting to overcome these fears, propelled by the fascination and love they feel. The universe is opening a portal for action. The universe has sent increasingly clear and undeniable signs, so they understand the moment has arrived to act, to break the cycle of inertia. Perhaps they heard your name in a random conversation, saw something reminding them of you so strongly it seemed like a direct call. Or else, they felt an inexplicable tightness in the chest, butterflies in the stomach, an uncontrollable urge to look for you, even without understanding exactly the rational reason for this urgency. Before we continue this message, write in the comments, "The right timing of the universe manifests in my life." This powerful act helps align your energy with the truth the angels are bringing to you, accelerating the processes of your life. Now, continuing the message. This person feels they are reaching a point where there is no way to postpone the inevitable anymore. They need to know if a path still exists, if there is still something to be lived between you, if their fascination for you still has a future. And when this moment arrives, everything that was felt in silence, everything repressed for so long, everything left pending between you, will come to light with impressive force. The angels ask you to be ready, dear soul, because this conversation will be a turning point in your life and in their life. Dear soul, the angels say the moment this person has postponed for so long is very close to coming to fruition. They feel, with every fiber of their being, that they can no longer ignore the urgent call echoing inside their heart. The doubts, the fears, the insecurities preventing them from acting until now start to lose their oppressive force, dissipating before the uncontrollable need to connect with you again, propelled by a fascination that has become a genuine and deep love. They may not have spoken yet, dear soul, but their soul has already made an irreversible decision. The energy the angels show is of someone about to move, to take a bold and courageous step, holding the power to change everything between you. And this change doesn't come just from the desire to ease the longing. It is born from a much deeper understanding that they never, under any hypothesis, should have pulled away from you. This is a revelation that hit them with the force of a lightning bolt in the wee hours of introspection. This person understood, with painful and undeniable clarity, that your absence didn't bring peace to their life. On the contrary, it transformed their existence into a tangle of bittersweet memories, deep regrets and unanswered questions tormenting them day and night. They realize now that what they felt for you wasn't a passing feeling, wasn't something that could be replaced by any other person or forgotten with time. The connection between you is real, it is intense, it is undeniable, and this is what fascinates them and impels them back to you. It is a soul bond time cannot erase. The angels show that. Inside them, there is a genuine and overwhelming desire to redeem themselves, to explain everything left unexplained, to correct the mistakes of the past haunting them, to say what should have been said a long time ago, but which the voice of pride silenced. But along with this immense desire comes the paralyzing uncertainty. Do you still want to hear them? Does your heart still have a place for them after everything that happened? This duality of feelings is the last barrier they are fighting to overcome. They fear that upon trying to approach, they discover it is already too late, that your heart no longer has space for them, that time has erased any chance of a fresh start. This fear makes them hesitate at the last instant, but no longer to the point of preventing them from acting definitively. The fascination for you is a fire that burns stronger than fear, and they are ready to let themselves be consumed by this flame. Before we close this message, if it touched your heart and resonated with your most intimate truth, write in the comments, "I accept what is rightfully mine." This act, dear soul, opens the doors for the energy of the universe to work in your favor, aligning you with all the blessings destined to enter your life. Now, continuing the message, the angels want you to know that your energy plays a fundamental and active role in this moment. Your intuition, that soft and wise voice inside you, already feels something grand is about to happen, that a significant change is approaching rapidly. If your heart still holds feelings for this person, if a deep desire for reunion and healing of this connection still exists, be prepared, dear soul, for this crucial moment, because this person will appear. They will break the silence, will overcome their fears, and will come to you. And when they arrive, it won't be with doubts anymore. It won't be with hesitations or minced words. It will be with the truth of their heart, with the clarity of their feelings, and with the vulnerability of someone who realized the inestimable value of your light. What will you do with this truth? That is the question the angels leave in your heart, for the answer will shape your future. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, "My heart recognizes true love." Share your experiences in the comments. If you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.